Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. So as Ashley said, my name's Lisa McIntyre. I own the optical shop in Regina, located in the Cornwall Center. And so we do a lot of events there, and we've really refined how we promote those events. So I've sort of used that format to guide you. And as Ashley said, worked on Grey Cups, Briars. I'm on the board of the Globe Theatre, so lots of things. So if any of you were at Grey Cup, I sort of planned and executed all of the adult events other than the game. So party rooms, galas, cheer extravaganza, all of those things. So we've, yeah, like she said, a lot of events under my belt. So if you have any questions, you can hold them till the end, or you can interrupt me at any time. I'll try and watch for hands up. But we're really going to start with the basics of marketing. And if you are diligently jotting down notes, just like let you know, we do have a checklist we are going to send out to you after. So you can make some notes, but we do have a guide that will help you going forward. So starting with the basics of events, we want to define our target audience. So who do you want to get out to open farm days, particularly for your farm? All of you will have sort of a different idea of who this is, but just think of it as who is your ideal attendee? So in terms of interests, are they interested in organics? Are they interested in produce? Are they really looking for a certain type of beef? What is that defining interest in the person you want to attend? From there, what are their demographics? Are you looking for young families? Are you thinking this is going to be a 50+ crowd, men, women? So really define that. And maybe you're just looking to get everyone out, but it's a little bit easier to target your marketing if you can rein it in at least a little bit. And then sort of think about where are they spending their time right now? What events are they going to? Or how are they doing things online? What sites are they visiting? And what other events are they attending? So that's really the key, is defining your target audience. So just as an example, for my store, we are 70% women. And then I would really refine it into professional women is sort of our target market. So we're kind of looking in that 30 to 50 range is what we really target to bring into the store for events. But we do some work outside of those demographics as well, of course. So once you've got your defined target audience, then we can think about how are we making a compelling event page? So are we promoting this on Facebook, Instagram, maybe even LinkedIn? So what is going to bring those people in? So we need to put all the necessary details on there. And I would say just start with Facebook. That's a really easy, familiar one for everyone to work with. So get some graphics going. And I do have a graphics site you can use if you don't have a graphic designer on hand, as most of us don't, or really any experience in graphic design whatsoever. Canva, it's canva.com. You can upload your own graphics. You can use their stock images. There's a free portal as well as a paid one. And it just makes things super easy for formatting size, changing the colors of things. I use the free version all the time. I've never paid for anything on that. So it's super easy and friendly for everyone to use on your laptop, phone, iPad, whatever that is. So you can go make those graphics that will make your Facebook page look great. You're going to want to have a header. You're going to want to make some posts, and really make sure that you're using some high quality visuals and then clear language. So date, time, location, maybe you're putting a map out, maybe even a registration link, whatever's going to help you bring people into the farm. So think of that audience first. So your target audience, and then you're building your graphics for that event page. And one thing I recently learned through some media training is that we used to write everything for a grade 8 level, and now we actually are targeting a grade 3 level. So just don't overcomplicate the language. Make it really easy. Date, time, location, list of activities that are going to be available at the farm. Okay, so now we've got that. We've started your event page, but we really want to leverage that social media. So again, looking at creating that across all platforms is kind of step 3. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm thinking we're not using TikTok, but if you think your target audience is on TikTok, by all means, you can make a TikTok page. And we want to put regular updates on there and really create that content. So again, Canva is going to be a great way for you to make the content on there. You can have multiple posts formatted, different images, again, putting up your own pictures and making sure you're doing regular posts on your social media. So I would say right now, if we're looking at targeting when farm days is, probably want to put something up every couple days, like every other day, and you can schedule that through Facebook for it to automatically go up on all the platforms. Putting things up like different activities, maybe a countdown, maybe even starting to do some behind the scenes videos, whatever you think is going to draw that in. If you're primarily doing grain, maybe you can go capture some really good quality images of your fields, of the farm, maybe even some of the process, walk people through a truck, take them on a tractor ride. You can do that all through social media. So if you're really building that content on there and creating that event page, then a little bit later on, when we start doing maybe some paid advertising, you've got that built up platform and information for people to go look at. So that's really going to help bulk up that social media and give them a full picture of what they're going to experience. And really think about what are a couple things that you want them to see when you get there? Is it the beauty of the farm? Is it the process? Is it your end product? Are you going to be selling something to them once they're there? And get that out on that event page. And we can think about each platform a little bit differently too. So Facebook actually tends to be a little bit older demographic. Instagram tends to be younger. So you can switch up your target markets for that. And then LinkedIn tends to be a little bit more of a professional network. And so that's where you can put in maybe even a little bit more information about the processes and what will engage someone, or information about how the business side of the farm works. And that will draw people in that way. So we've got our target audience, we've got our event page, we're leveraging our social media. And one thing with the social media too, is if you have a personal page, start sharing it on your personal page from the professional page so that everyone in your network sees that you're doing this. If you're not promoting it and proud of the event yourself, then it's really hard to get other people on board and helping you promote that. So step 4 is our email marketing. And I'm sure we've all gotten emails every other day from a company and we hate it. So don't do that. We want to send out probably, I would say 3 or 4 between now and when you're hosting farm days. And if you don't have a system for that, again, it's on our checklist that we'll send out. But what we use is MailChimp. And so you can upload information either from an Excel sheet or input it individually. It does 500 contacts for free, and you can use those same social media images that you've already made for your social, and you can just put them into a template in these emails. So again, you can share your time, location, you can add a link if there's a pre-registration, if you want them to sign up for an event. And then the great thing with email marketing is that these are the people who are generally a bit more engaged. So social media is kind of a really wide funnel. And when you bring it into the email, we're bringing these people in a bit closer. So if there's any exclusive content you can give them, or any kind of incentive to come out for early registration, those people are going to be more likely to sign up. So, oh, yep. Sorry, we're just going to add some people. We just have a few more people joining. Thanks, everyone. So, again, with the email marketing, getting a couple of those out. So you can send one out soon and you can say, like, look for more information. And then in a couple weeks, you can send another one, and then maybe a countdown 2 weeks out. And then day of, this is what's happening at our farm. So you can really add those in. There's a question, but I'll get you to do it after. Yeah, we'll answer some questions after if you've typed anything in the box. Perfect. So just to recap where we're at for those who join new, we want to define our target audience for our marketing, and we are going to send out a checklist for this. So you'll have all the information. You can rewatch the beginning if you're just joining now. So define your target audience, create a compelling event page on social media, and then load that social media up with all the content you can right away. And then we want to utilize our email marketing. And you can segment your list of your email. So you might have people who are just interested in coming out to the farm for the day. You might have your suppliers, you might have partners, and you might have previous customers. And so you can target them all a little bit different, but anyone that's already engaged with your farm is going to just be more excited and more likely to click on those emails. And one thing I will tell you with email marketing is on MailChimp, the platform I recommend using, but if you have something else, go ahead. It will tell you the number of people that opened your email and clicked a link. It will tell you about a 3 to 5% open rate is average. So don't be disheartened when you get like a 0.4% open rate back on your first one. It does take time to grow that, but it's not huge returns that you're seeing on that, but that is the more engaged market that you want to hit. So once we've done that, we want to look at who we can collaborate with, influencers, partners. So again, going back to any business partners, suppliers that you have, we really leverage our supplier network. Maybe that they can provide you with some marketing dollars to do some extra promotion, or maybe they want to provide you with some giveaways that you can use to incentivize people coming out. And then any partners you have, whether that's a business partner or just partners in the community, you can use them to help co-promote your event. Now, when I say influencers, we automatically almost think who's going to be an influencer in Saskatchewan. We don't have the Kardashians. They're not sending 500,000 people to us. But think about the mom in your community who runs the hockey team, or just the community networker, the person who's at every event, who's running the pancake breakfast and the parade and all those things. Those people are influencers in your community. So it doesn't have to be someone who has 40, 50,000 followers. If they can share the news about your event, that's what you need. You need to get that audience reach and expand your network. So sending them the information, making a personal call saying, hey, can you post this on your social media? Do you mind sharing our posts? Can you make arrangements to share this with your classroom? Maybe the schools in the local area will want to send that information out, even though it's not, no one's in school. It's something for those kids to do in your community. So really connect with people and make sure you're sharing the word. And again, that goes back to sharing it on your social media and honestly asking people to come and share it. Don't just assume that someone is going to share your information or even see the posts. We know that every couple of weeks the algorithms on social media change. And so really just sending that personal note will get more people engaged with your event and your business as well. So once we've connected, made those sort of easy connections with the partners, the influencers, let's look at the local community and the media. And I say that loosely, it might be a newsletter. Maybe you have a local radio station still, and possibly even some TV channels. And if you wanted to do any paid advertising, you could pick one of those to do your event promotion. But you also may be able to just hop on for free and fill in some promo spots for especially radio stations and newspapers. They always need more content. So if you can reach out to anyone in your market and have them come out to your farm would actually be the best. Like take them out for a day and show them what it's like to be on the farm. That really engages people and it catches their eye rather than you going into a studio or just being on air. So really look at that local media and how you can generate some interest doing some interviews. If you want to take that step, that's going to be a lot more effort than doing the social, calling the town busybody to help share your event and promote it. But it's definitely something to consider. We're in the city in Regina, so we'll often do maybe billboards. We've done some radio. We never really do TV, but it's quite a higher cost here in Regina to do that. But the radio, newspaper, newsletters, sometimes we'll do those local magazines, and that really gets to people's doorstep. So any of those things that you want to pay for, you can definitely do to add on. But a little bit easier step would be using targeted ads on Facebook, Instagram, Google, LinkedIn. So as we talked about initially, you can do your target audience, and Facebook especially can really help you refine and define that. And so, oh, just getting a question here. Okay. So Facebook, Instagram are linked together. And if you use their platform, you can geo-target. So some of you might be targeting someone, like people to come out from your area. And so you can just put a nice little hoop around your community, around your farm, and target people in that area. And if you think people are going to travel further, you can do a broader area. And the nice thing about Facebook, Instagram is you can put a budget on it. So you can say, I want to spend $100 over 3 days, and I want this content to go out at, and I want these demographics and this geo-targeting. And after 3 days, if you haven't spent that much, you can retarget it and you can spend the rest of what's left in that budget. And it will tell you where most of your clicks are coming from because it will spread out your marketing. So you can get Facebook posts, boosted ads, you'll get Instagram stories, you'll get Instagram feeds, reels, and it'll tell you where people are coming from. So then you can retarget and try and refine that. And that's information that you'll want to keep from year to year so you can use it again because your promotion will only get better as you intake that feedback from year to year. And that's really the easiest way to get into the paid advertising is using Facebook, Instagram, Google. LinkedIn doesn't have as much paid, and I don't think it would be as valuable on what you're doing, but it's definitely something you can do if you're really targeting that business audience a bit more. So across all these platforms, we can also offer early bird discounts and promotions. So if you are doing anything paid at your event, that's something you can do to create engagement in your audience is early bird discounts. I know I'm always up for an early bird discount if I can buy the ticket early and save a little bit of money. And you can also run some limited time promotions or giveaways. So if you've created some partnerships with someone in the local community, your suppliers, your customers, you can put together a giveaway and make sure that people share that on social media so that you get more likes, more comments, more engagement with your posts, and you'll be more likely to have people come out to your event. So giveaways are always a great way to get that engagement. And then we want to engage and create interactive content. So as we get closer to the event, so I'd probably say within like 2 weeks of everything happening, getting more video blogs out, like podcasts, a little bit harder to start a podcast, but definitely video blogs, doing some reels if you are up for making a reel on your social media and some videos. But you can also host live Q&A sessions. So that's pretty easy. You can just hop on and do a live and hope that you get some questions in there. You can also pre-post your questions, especially on Instagram and Facebook, so you can collect a lot of questions and then hop on and answer and really build that excitement. And again, the content videos are great, especially for any of this engagement. You'll want to make like a little clip video and show people what they can expect and have it link back to maybe a more longer video, something that's a minute or 2 minutes. And you can take people on a tour of the farm, give them a sneak peek of what they might see. If you have farm animals, you can maybe give them get them to meet some of the animals. I know that would be really popular if you're trying to get out some young families to the farm. But that's really the key to engaging people is getting that content up. And I know it seems like a burden sometimes and a lot of work to create the content. Trust me, I do it all the time. But again, with using Canva and some of the other online tools, you can make multiple posts really quickly and get them scheduled and going out. And then if you can just hop on and do those live video posts and really pull people in, I'm sure we've all sat scrolling on our phones before. So just think of some of your favorite videos, you can save them and try and recreate them. And if you have an employee or a family member on the farm that's really charismatic, you can just make them do the videos. I have an employee who loves to be on camera, and so we record Ryan's reviews every week where he talks about his favorite eyeglasses, and it's great. They get a lot of content. People really love it, and it's fun for us too. Well, soon we'll have a blooper reel, so you can also post that because that gets a lot of engagement as a good blooper reel. So now that we've got people to your event, you're going to have some people who engaged in your content. You'll have collected some email addresses. But what I would say to you is it's really important is that when people come out, whether you've used a registration link through something like Eventbrite, or you're just doing it manually at the farm that day as people check in, is get information from people. So build that email list. So then we can do post-event engagement. So if you're building up that email list, let's say you have 100 people come out, you can add that into that list. And then you can send them a thank you note because that's huge. Recap the event. What did they see? Maybe what did they miss? Did something exciting come out later after they'd already left the event? You can also send them a survey. So one of the services we use is SurveyMonkey. And again, it's a digital survey. It's free to use to a certain number of surveys, but you can create an easy 5-10 question survey that you can send out via email and get feedback. What did people want to see more of? What would they come back for? And what did they really enjoy? And you can also get some testimonials that way. And again, share that on social media. And day of, if you're not too busy entertaining anyone, make sure you get photos, videos, and any kind of highlights for social media so that you can share that going into next year. But the way to really create a great event is to always think about the customer first. Who's coming? Again, your target audience. What are you building for them? And how are you going to make it better? So that feedback and engagement after the event with the email survey is going to be key to doing more events, figuring out your target audience, and just making it better for each year going forward on how you're going to build that. So those are kind of our 10 steps. And again, we're going to send these out to you with with a checklist and some event some free tools that you'll be able to use and sign up. So you can review that and go from there. But I think pretty easy. It sometimes seems overwhelming, like I said, especially the content, but it shouldn't be too hard once you get into it. Just set aside a couple hours if you can and put it all together, and then you'll have a plan and it can just sort of run itself off Facebook, Instagram, and all of those things. But the biggest thing I can tell you is collect those emails for sure. So with that, I will open it up to any questions. I think there was a couple comments here in the chat. How do you get their email addresses to send to? Perfect. So I would just start with the emails that you maybe already have from suppliers, customers, but then collecting through Eventbrite. So if you ask people to sign up through the social media, for any kind of pre-registration to see who's coming. And you don't have to make it mandatory that they pre-sign up, but it gives you an idea of how many people are coming, and you can collect email addresses that way. And then again, when you check people in to the event, you can collect their email addresses there. And as I said, as long as you're not spamming people with too many emails, then you shouldn't get any unfollows. But the nice thing about the MailChimp system is it does have that automatic unfollow button. It is law to have that in if you're sending out mass emails, and they can unsubscribe over time. But I would start with everyone who's in your contact list, and then they can unsubscribe if they want to. Any other questions? It looks like someone will be in touch to get a one-on-one call. We can do that after. Everyone's fairly quiet and off screen. So I do have your event checklist here, which Ashley will send out to you. So you've got actually 2 pages. And it goes through everything I said. And it's a checklist for you for content and for creating a survey, for you engaging MailChimp, doing regular event updates, everything I've already said. One thing that we found that really worked that isn't as digital, but making a poster and getting it up around your community really helps. So anything along those lines. And I can have Ashley share my contact information too for follow-up questions if there's no others here. I know it's always a lot of information to take in, and once you start doing it, you may have more questions as well. So I'd be happy to answer those. Oh, and apparently you got mailed posters, so that's great. They're coming to you now. Okay. Oh, oh, so do we have any tips about collaborating with other community organizations? Yeah, we do a lot of collaboration. So if you have any suppliers, I would start there. They may be able to promote it. And then I would go to any customers that you have. I know it's a bit different in farming. You may not have a daily customer like I do, but I would go there and then just reach out. Honestly, we work with, sometimes we do collaborative photo shoots with other boutiques in town. And that's really great because we can co-post those um, images, and then we each of our followers sees them. And then in terms of other community organizations, you just got to make the phone call and ask. So we regularly work with Dress for Success, as well as the YWCA and the Food Bank and the Globe Theater. And so we just make the call and say, hey, we want to do something with you. This is our idea. Would you be open to it? And most of the time people are so excited to do those collaborations. So if you can reach out to your local farm, or sorry, your local pharmacy, maybe your grocery store, I'm sure any of them would be happy to work with you. You may even have some local boutiques in the area. They would probably put up posters. You could get some nice little cards printed, postcards. But honestly, just make the call and make sure you have a little bit of a pitch in mind of how it would be beneficial to both organizations. Um, so as an example, we are actually going out to Yorkton in the fall to work with a boutique, Uptown Casuals. I don't know if any of you are in that area, but we're going to be there. And so it's a draw for them to have us there because it'll bring in some different clients, as we do have some people who travel into Regina to shop with us. So it's a benefit to our customers that we're there. It brings in customers to their store. But then for us, we're in that area and they'll have some customers that we've never met that will want to come check out our product. So when I talked to them about that, I said, this is a great market for us. We can come out, we can work together. And so I think that would be just having a little pitch ready. Excellent. Photographers, boutiques. Yeah, town office, RM, grocery stores. And you may even find if you want to get some really good photos of the event, there's probably a professional photographer in the area, but there might even be a young student at the high school who's really getting into photography, or there might just be, a young person who's got a really good Instagram and maybe they will come out and do the photos for you. Just make sure you get all the photos that they take and have those as backstock. And then you can upload them all the time with a little caption. One tool that I didn't talk about that some of you may or may not be familiar with is ChatGPT. So it's online AI. And one of the things you can do in ChatGPT is you can take that target audience that I talked about. So who do you want at your event, the demographics, where are they coming from, where are they sending it out? You you can put that into ChatGPT and then say, using the information that I've provided you, create 4 Instagram posts for my farm. And it will spit out 4 different captions that you can then just put under each of your photos. And you can literally copy and paste it. And if you don't like what it said, then you can say, in a funnier tone, please adjust these. So you can really give it a lot of feedback and it makes it super simple. It will lay out for you. You could do 10 Instagram posts and you can say, now remake these for LinkedIn and switch it over. If you have a photo in mind that you want to use, you can ask it to make a description and then you can edit it and then copy and paste that into Facebook. So that's a really good one, especially if you've got a lot of stock photos that you're getting from your event of your beautiful farms. Sometimes you run out of ideas of what to put underneath them, but ChatGPT never runs out of ideas. So that is a great one to use. And I'm sure once you start using it, you won't stop using it. Right. Any other questions in the chat here? Or feel free to hop on the video. Okay, I'm not seeing any, so I will just jump off and hand it back to Ashley to wrap up.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. So like she said, there's lots of cool opportunities here. I'll be sending out a follow-up email with the links to the resources she mentioned, ChatGPT, Canva, and SurveyMonkey. So you have those all in your toolkit when you are ready for using those. But also take a look on our Saskatchewan Open Farm Days website. We do have some pre-made Instagram posts for you to share about Saskatchewan Open Farm Days. So feel free to use those. If you don't have any coin photo or any photos currently of animals or things like that, you can also go on to farmphotos.ca and there's content on there available for you to use of Saskatchewan farms. So that's always a nice resource also. And then we're also going to be sending out a media release here. So you are all signed up for our newsletter. So you'll be getting that in your inbox here probably middle of next week. So keep an eye out for that one, and you can share that throughout your community as well. So I look forward to seeing you all soon. And like I said, this will be saved and recorded so you can refer back to it on our website or on the YouTube channel. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.